I am posting on the Discord that we are live, of course. I'm live, everyone. Everything is working. We live on. Awesome. Oh, my mic was not sounding. Okay, but now it is sounding. Okay. We are great. Let me. Nice. Strength. Okay. I have the your socket, but who cares? I'm going to do the trial of the suck my balls. Okidokis, okidokis. Yo, Cyber Goldfish, my dude. ¿Qué lo que, papi? Hey, the hooded one. Salvage bench. Every time you go to town, you have to do all these micro tasks. And it can be a little bit of a pain in the fucking ass. Yo, Waze, my dude, how you doing? Good morning, papi.
Do not wonder. Who goes there? You found a letter? When I have
Okay, we get the 2 points. Yo, Russell, my dude, how you doing, brother? My light exploded, went bad. That is why I am in darkness. Because it is not a light bulb, it is like a LED light. It exploded. So, and it is one of those that changing it is a pain in the ass because you have to go into the ceiling. So I will change it in the weekend when I have time, you know. Yo, papi. Oh, cool, dude. So we will have a couple of streams in darkness, basically. And I go to this, suck my balls from here. Apparently I have to talk to the... Brother, what are you leveling now? Yo, yeah, I am leveling a fucking Deadeye.
yes.
Because I got mad because all my characters fucking suck, right? And I can kill the pinnacle counter as we saw last night. So I am leveling a Deadeye, but I am not going to play Lightning Spear nor Lightning Arrow because I hate that shit. So I will play probably a crossbow shit. But a good crossbow build, you know, that can clear everything. Because I am tired of losing currency to dying like a pussy bitch. Yo, what, papi? I am pulling right now the J special, which is streaming without a shirt. Jay is the specialist in doing this. Absolute Giga Chad. I was watching your video talking about risking it all with the PC caught fire because of all the fireballs you are throwing around. That was a cool video, dude.
Go with the winds.
I think I don't have the relics in here. Oh yes, I have them. Nice. Yeah, crossbow is very good at the moment. Problem is just no extra mobility. Yeah. Okay, I can do this. Let's go. So in here I am going to ascend to the die, basically. Pathfinder with the less move speed penalty while attacking is fun as fuck with crossbow or any skill you channel. Okay, yes, that is also true. Pathfinder has the no mobility bullshit. The not losing mobility when casting stuff. Tried quite a few more things since the firewall stuff. Nothing is good enough yet. Okay. I like that you show us your journey, you know, like the way you figure things out. I've learned a thing or two about trying to figure things out because of you. Like last night or a couple of days ago, I spent all my gold. Look, I have 20k gold. I spent all my gold respecting, dude. Following your advice. Trying different stuff out in my monk guide that I am going to release that guide, of course. That monk is looking good. It is not for bossing, but for mapping it is really fucking good. Maybe my best mapper yet. But for bossing, maybe my worst bosser yet, you know. So I tried the stuff with that character, and I am going to probably upload the guide soonish. I'm playing one with grenades and rapid fire. Wait, I think I know what that build is, Matt Sweeney. That build is really cool. It is like you get fire damage with the rapid fire because you heat up your weapon, right? And when your weapon is heated, you shoot the grenades. And you never stop moving around. You are always moving, and you are always shooting like a fucking machine gun. That is a fucking good build. Can that build kill like tier 4 arbiter or something like that? Because if that build can kill tier 4 arbiter, I would think I was going shock burst rounds. But if that one can kill tier 4, maybe I go that one, you know. Yo, we got my dude. How you doing, brother? Brother, this isn't my build, but I really want you to see it too. Okay. I keep up with your videos, dude. Even if I don't comment, I keep up with your videos. I haven't tried arbiter yet, missing one key. Okay. Probably one of the coolest, if not the coolest build dispatch, and that's about beta sandwich for me. I was like this of trying beta sandwich after I watched your video. But I thought when you explained that they are probably going to nerf the guaranteed crit, I said, ooh, maybe no. And then I decided to create the Lightning Thorns character. Thank God I didn't do it because they didn't nerf the crit. Yo, Hamilton, my dude, how you doing, brother? Rune types are unknown. You have no armor. Reduce honor restore. That is the one. Who cares about this if I am destroying everything? Okay, the chalice bulging. We kill this bitch. Where is the other one? We are going to finish real quick the fucking trial, and then we will move to do other stuff, you know. For example, I have here the logbooks that Art gave me. Yo, Art, I won't forget you gave me the logbooks last night. We are going to try in a little bit, of course, to kill the fucking Olroth. Today is the day. Yo, Stig, my dude, how you doing, brother? Yo, Geek Papi, how you doing, bro? We are great over here. Everything is cool. If you see me in the darkness, I said earlier, but maybe some of you weren't here. If you see me in the darkness, it is because my light exploded. It broke, right? It is like it is not a normal light bulb. It is an LED panel, and it is a pain in the ass to change it because you have to go into the fucking ceiling. So I will just wait till the weekend that I have more free time, and I'll do it then. So we will have a couple of days of darkness in here. I bring good news. I aced my math exam. Brother, that is fucking cool, dude. Congratulations, brother. That is fucking awesome, bro. I don't unload 4 times. No flask yet. Yes, that is the problem with RNG. You need RNG to get the logbook. You need RNG to get all route in your map. And then after you kill the motherfucker that you need a skill to do so, or a good build, then you have RNG to get the fucking flask. This is too much RNG. Too many fucking layers of RNG. Fix this shit. What the fuck are you doing, dude? Did you see the Alba fan art? No, I haven't, dude. I haven't. When I saw the post that it was about fan art, I'll be honest, I didn't even click to see it because I didn't give a fuck. I wanted news about the game, you know. I am sorry.
Impressive endurance.
Lights gay anyway.
Relish your mortality.
Okay, we have ritual in here and ritual in here. But if the Alba fan art is good, I will look into it. I will look into it. Escape trial and ritual trial. That is what we are going to do, of course. You have 2 lights. Yeah, that's not fun. I hated changing those old ones where just a little bit of oil from your hands can make them explode. I have a LED panel. I am going to show you. Round LED panel. White light. I have one of these. It is one of these motherfuckers. So you have, they go into the, like, into the ceiling, right? I don't know how you say it in English, brother, but they are, hey, I am Lucinono. You have to go into the ceiling to connect it, right? And then get it in there. So that is a problem, dude. That is a problem. Like, it is not that it's hard to do. It is easy. You can do it. But it is a little bit of a pain in the ass, so I decided to do it in the weekend, you know. Okay. I was losing honor there, AFK like an idiot. Lola, as a PoE1 player, that is pretty much expected, but I suppose if you take a step back, the layers of RNG is absorbed for everyone else. Brother, yeah, I don't, like, is there in PoE1 more stuff like that? Like the fucking logbooks, that you need all those layers of RNG? Because I understand if something is like a low chance of happening. For example, dropping an Astramentis or dropping a mirror. Okay, it is a low chance of happening, but it is 1 layer, right? It drops or it doesn't drop, right? But this motherfucker shit with the logbook is too much, brother. The different things have to happen. Like, what the fuck? It's easier to get cancer than Astramentis, brother, motherfucker. I for sure hope, if you are talking about not getting it, I fucking hope I don't get cancer.
I shall overcome.
I would gladly trade never getting an Astramentis, but also never getting cancer, you know. I saw like one clip of one drunk girl saying to one dude, like, you know those dudes that go into the street at night interviewing drunk people on the street? Like, those are shorts or whatever, or YouTube videos that are annoying. I don't know if it was XQC or someone that watched this short, this TikTok, that the drunk girl asked to the dude, what would you rather have? Cancer or $10 million? And the dude said, like, what the fuck is this question, dude? Of course I'd rather have fucking $10 million. So this is the stupidest question I have ever heard in my life. Dark Jazz brings back memories from when you played Marvel Snap. Same red mic and dark camera. Dude, Geek, you follow me since the Marvel Snap days, dude. I didn't know, brother. That is fucking awesome, dude. Marvel Snap was fun when I got frustrated because of RNG, dude. The problem with Marvel Snap was the monetization, bro. And the game, thank God I changed it all, because you saw that I was right. The game has been in a downward spiral since. So I got out of that sinking boat fast. There are OP boss drops on Uber bosses with only 2% drop rate. Okay, it is low, but at least it is, you kill the boss and you get the drop, right? What I am saying with the fucking logbook is, let's imagine you are playing solo self-found. I know you are not, but let's imagine for a second. So we get all the layers of RNG. If you want to get the flask, you first have to farm expedition until you get one logbook. So that is the first layer of RNG, getting the logbook. Now you have the logbook. You go to the dude and you give him the book, so he opens the portal to the actual expedition. When you are there, you have a chance or to get or to not get Allrod. Second layer of RNG. Now you get Allrod, you go and fight Allrod. Let's forget the skill part in here where you have to kill the boss. Let's assume you always kill the boss. The third layer of RNG is getting the actual flask to drop. So there are 3 layers of RNG to get the shit. That is what I'm meaning. So when you compound all of that, is that lower or higher than getting an Astra Mantis? I don't know. We will need to know what is the percentage chance of getting each thing, you know, to actually do the math and see what is rarer. I have to think that the Astra Mantis is still rarer because of the price point. But you understand what I'm trying to say. 50 boss runs isn't bad. I think already is like 33%. It's pretty high. To show up in the map. But then after he shows up, you have to get the fucking item. Trading one Astra Mantis for one colon cancer, brother. No, fuck that. Fuck that. Yeah, I'm used to this type of thing, but then again, I was a DJ back. Okay. Like maybe it is just a psychological thing, and in numbers it is not that bad. Like we can do the math, and maybe the flask, when you compound everything, is not that bad. And it ends up being the same as getting, I don't know, the Hands of Wisdom and Action from the fucking Sesh, right? Maybe, or it is close. I don't know. Or getting the Melting Maelstrom from fucking Simulacrum. But since you have to hit all this, it feels worse. I don't know if like maybe mathematically it is the same odds, but since you have to do it in 3 fucking layers, it feels weirder. I don't know. Maybe it is me. It is psychological. Now it comes the moment of truth, deciding what fucking ascendancy.
Got no pack space for that.
Because I was going to go the die for chalkboard rounds, but I also like the build for the grenades that you told me. So we are going to check PoE Ninja. So for the die chalkboard rounds, let me go with the crossbow in here. We have levels 98, we have 36k, 95k, 93k, 56k, 23. So from 50k to 100k, depending on the shed. With effective health pool of 15k, 15k, 18k, 16k, 14k. So now let's compare to the flash grenade rapid fire shed. Build, Dawn of the Hunt, Pathfinder, where are you? Pathfinder, red crossbow. Rapid shot. It is rapid shot, right? Rapid shot, yes. Rapid shot. With flash grenade. 43k, 24k, 51k, 40k, 86k, 43k, 44k, 61k, 49k, 53k. Effective health pool is a little bit lower. 12k, 8k, 13k, 14k, 18k, 13k, 11k. Like, the chalkboard rounds appears to be stronger for sure. But also this one appears to be fun. Let's see the gear, because maybe the gear, if one is expensive and the other one is cheap, this motherfucker has a fucking Astra Mantis. I already have an Ingenuity and I already have the Hands of Wisdom, so that wouldn't be a problem. This is using a different unique, the Chabron's Satchel. The layers of RNG are fun as long as you have continued progress, but regular mapping isn't progress unless you're using minimum 2 tower overlap. That is true. Like right now, I will tell you guys, I don't think that mapping is the best money making shit. I think doing Ultimatum, the Trial of Chaos, is better. And even farming the logbook directly is also better. Maybe not by much, but a little bit. And doing the logbook is maybe some progress if you're trying to use Rogue and Recombinator, I guess. Yes, that is true. That is true. And right now, the thing also was that last season, farming the actual logbook was stupid. But this season, farming the logbook is good. So maybe it is fine. If you're efficient, you can do it. That's why SSF is more so a mindset thing than a difficulty thing. So to me, it's more the journey than the destination. I don't care if I never get the over unique. Okay, okay. I'm farming bridges in this patch, triple bridge towers with the waystone and map explicit mods. I've been dropping all kinds of crap since the patch. Okay. So yes, I get the SSF thing. I get the SSF thing, dude. And I would like to play SSF at some point, but right now it is like it requires too much fucking time. I don't have enough time to play, and that is why I decided to go trade. But I think SSF is cool, dude. I think SSF is cool. So I am trying to decide. Don't tell me just, but you can't respect ascendancies later. I hate respecting ascendancies. 43k rapid shot. And this one has 14k and 36k. This seems to be cheaper than this. But this has more success rate. You have more people doing this. Right? You have way more people. This one that has 18k and 19k effective health pool. Ingenuity, what the fuck is this? Leopold's applause. First time I see this. Your hits can penetrate elemental resistances down to a minimum of minus 50%. Okay. Good crab or just crab you wish you didn't pick up. Yeah. Try SSF next season. I will try again. This season I tried and then I changed to trade, right? But I started SSF. Next season I will try SSF again, and if so, I change or I remain. I will see what happens. Because also the thing is that you have to remember that I am creating content, right? So I need to have something to create content about. And if SSF is hindering me from doing that, I will drop out from it. Most people ignore Pathfinder. That was the class all the content creators use since 0.1. Yes, that is true. That is true. I am trying to figure out if I will go the die or Pathfinder, if I will go chalkboards, galvanic shards, or if I will go rapid shot. Like I know galvanic shards is capable of farming the arbiter, and that is why I'm creating this vulture. Pathfinder, rapid shot, arbiter of ash. Let's see if someone is doing this. 9 days ago.
Okay, we are ready to try on +4 last time.
Okay, definitely possible. Definitely the damage is there. Does this motherfucker have 2 companions? Yes, he has 2 companions, dude. What the fuck?
Get stunned! No!
Like, not insta-deleting it, but possible. Definitely more damage than what I have in my characters. But we have to see how used is this dude. Because maybe he's too fucking used. Not that used. This is normal gear, right? This is not crazy gear. So it is definitely possible. It is definitely possible. Yes, SF is a lot of solving character with things you have and managing resources. Some people simply won't like it. Yep. And gain knowledge, right? Knowing where you can get the stuff, crafting, recombinating. You need game knowledge too for SSF. Root 2 has an ethical damage. This guy seems ethical too. Okay. Let's be clear. SSF is not fun, good for content if and only if you play 27 hours a day, 9 days a week. Besides, remember the game is balanced around trading. If you want SSF, wait for some patches. Yes, that is what I was thinking, dude. That is what I was thinking for sure. Flash grenade. I definitely like rapid shot because it is a shotgun. But shock burst rounds. You know why I will decide for fucking grenades? Because my last two builds were fucking lightning. I played lightning thorns and I played lightning fucking monk. Like lightning again. No, fuck that. I am going to go with fucking rapid shot that is fire. And it is decided. If at the end it ends up that I can't kill the fucking arbiters, because remember I am creating this character out of frustration because my current builds can't kill the fucking shit, right? I don't have enough damage. So I am creating the character just because I want more damage. If it ends up that I don't have the damage, I will just switch it up to the die. I will have to do the ascendancy and switch it up, right? But I hope that that is not the case. But for now, let's go Pathfinder. It is like the coolest shit, Ascend. Can you give link to that Amazon build? I'm tired of my build. Of course, of course. The dude that we just saw in the clip in YouTube, on YouTube, this one. No, this is the video that I was it a mistake? This one. For sure. Are you on YouTube? Let's share it with you on YouTube. That is the build. And I am going for that build too. But I will probably not make a guide because this is not my build, right? I will not make a guide for just copying the build of the dude. I will have to change it a lot to make a guide for it. SSF might not be fun, but I hate the trade website and trading with players. I do too. I do too. They need to put the fucking trade website in the fucking game, dude. They need to put that shit inside of the fucking game. And instant buyout. Please give me instant buyouts, dude. What the fuck is this shit that I have to whisper the dude and the dude invite me and leave the fucking instance? That is stupid, dude. That is fucking stupid. Okay, let's fucking go. I already ascended, yes. For leveling, what can I get here? Cool for leveling in here. The most damaging poison, I am not playing that. Your speed is unaffected by slows, that can be good. I am not using concoctions. Life flash effects are not removed. Grand 5 pass, that is definitely the one. Give me the passive skill points. I still have 3 more. This is insane, dude. What else can I get? Oh, over here. Strength and strength. I have another one. How many fucking points do I have, dude? Awesome. Yo, what up, Fernando Papi? How you doing, dude? New build, yes, new build, because I got frustrated last night and not being able to kill shit. And I said, you know what? I am going to create a fucking OP build and destroy this fucking game because what the fuck? Ascended Papi's best Papi. Yeah. GG. Yeah, bro. He has to do something about this bullshit, dude. I don't know about what bullshit, but hey, fix your game. Yeah. Rake, yes, we are leveling with Rake, but that is not going to be the actual build. This is just a fast leveling build. I just saw two people doing this. Lazy Exiled and Pony Hoff. I copied this leveling build from them. it is really fucking effective. It is really good. You use Rake with a stomping ground and you stack a fuck ton of strength and you just kill everything and you have a lot of life. It is really fucking good, dude. I recommend it. You level up fast as fuck. I went passive points, then respect to move speed sometime around the end of Act 3 or in crew. Okay, okay. I thought you guys had Faustus to exchange. No, is it because of gold? Yes, we have Faustus to exchange. But what am I supposed to exchange, Roswell? But yes, we do have it. It is not Faustus, but we have the currency exchange. And it is really fucking good, dude. I love the currency exchange. And that is why I want the auction house to the normal trading. Because the currency exchange is fucking cool. Imagine you could trade all this bullshit the same as the currency exchange. It would be fucking awesome.
Stay inside.
Increase projectile damage. That is a good one. Did you guys see that they also updated like the icons you have here in your tabs? Now this diamond looks cooler, dude. Elemental Aimel Treasure and Hazard Damage. Who the fuck cares about that? Attack speed with bows and increase projectile damage. That is a good one. Let's put that for 15. But Huntress or the Eye? I think the Eye is way better for single target. I went Pathfinder because I am a hipster. And I went Pathfinder instead of the Die. Just wants an OP build but refuse using Lightning Spear. Fuck Lightning Spear! All my homies hate Lightning Spear. Fuck it. I won't play that shit. I hate playing the most broken build every season, guys. I don't know if you realize that, but last season the most broken shit was Spark. I didn't play Spark. And I didn't want to play an OP build, but then I caved and I played the Stat Stacker. But I didn't play Spark. And this season the most broken shit is Lightning Spear. I am caving to an OP build, but it is not going to be fucking Lightning Spear. Fuck that. Level 20, equip Astra Mantis and you're done, lol. Yeah, equip Astra Mantis and Tabula Rasa and easy campaign. Yeah, brother, easy as that. Easy as that, dude. Okay, okay. I have a video that I want for us to watch. I think this is important. Pathfinder, nice. Just say no bitch. I try. Last night I was a little bitch complaining about dying in bosses, but hey, today I came back. I am not a bitch in that sense either, dude. Like I am going to quit or whatever. What are your thoughts on the future of Diablo 4? Do you have hope it will get better, at least for more casual players? I think it will get better for both of them, for casual and for hardcore players. I played a little bit this new season, and I think the game is improving. And they said they are going to change, which the thing that for me is the most important thing they need to change, which is the skill tree. They already said they are working on it. And the skill tree has been my main concern since the game launched in season 1 or when the game launched in pre-season. Also, the way they are changing it is the way I told they should change it, which tells me they know what they are doing, right? So I have hope that this skill tree rework is going to be good. What is the way they are changing it? Well, they are separating the utility that you get from legendary aspects that you have on your gear from your gear, and they are putting it on the skill tree. I told them this is what they should do since like season 2 or some bullshit like that. Or since they did the rework for items, I told them that. It is stupid that the utility to affect or to change how a skill works are in the legendary aspects and not in the skill tree. But since you still need the legendary aspects, what they are going to do is that the power element, they are going to keep it in the legendary aspect. For example, if you have tornadoes do 20 more damage, that remains in the in the legendary aspects in your inventory. But tornadoes seek targets. That one goes to the skill tree. That is fucking awesome. I agree with that philosophy, and I do think the game can definitely improve. And I am excited for that change. Look at the fucking fan art. Look at it. Let me look at it because I don't know, dude. PoE2 forums. Okay, we are going to look at the fan art. Hey, don't hit me in the face. But yes, tell us, you play the stat stacker and OP meta build. Did you have fun? Then fuck it, play meta. I did have a little bit of fun, but I had more fun with my other builds. I just played the stat stacker because I had to complete the content, to make content for my videos. But to me, that build was not as cool as my other builds. And that is one way, I have told you several times, that is one way I decide how am I going to play a build. If I think it's cool, it is for me better than if I think it is strong. So right now I just did it. How did I decide that I was going to go Pathfinder Rapid Shot instead of the die Chalkboard rounds? Because I think the Rapid Shot is a cooler ability than the Chalkboard rounds. That is how I decided. Oh, the two are powerful. So the two are good to clear the content. How do I decide which one I am going to play? Oh, the grenades to me are cooler. The Rapid Shot, the machine gun is cooler. Then I am going to go with that one. That is how I decide my builds. And I don't think Lightning Speed is that cool. You know. So where is the Alba bullshit? Hey, this dude is really fucking cool. I saw this in Twitter. This Crowell is looking cool too. The crustacean character. This is Mr. Cracks from SpongeBob. Hey, this looks cool, dude. Like Cancer Death Mask in fucking Senseiya. I don't see Alba in here, bro. Oh, this one. This is the largest soul core I've ever seen. The Gemly Legionnaire, my soul core, dude. But you don't have a soul core, you have a fucking gem, dude. That is the difference. You have a gem. Let me handle this, Exile. A few moments later, just in time. That is fucking cool, dude. That is fucking cool. This fucking cosplay is insane, dude. The light in the eyes, really fucking cool, dude. That naked page. Wait, are they going to remove aspects? They are not going to remove it. They are going to separate the power from the utility, which in my opinion is the correct move. And they are going to put the utility in the skill tree. At least that is what they told they were going to do. Now let's see if they actually do it, you know. True, Diablo 3 even had a better skill system. Yes, dude, the skills in Diablo 4 are fucking bullshit. Also, they are going to expand the skill tree in D4. That's a good change, to be honest. Yep. Cool always is better than strong. I agree with that, dude. Completely. That is how we decide my bullshit. Yes, are you going to join DM hardcore bullshit? No way in hell. First of all, I wouldn't win. And it is not because of I wouldn't win that I don't join. It is because I don't have enough time to play, dude. And I am focused on creating content, right? I would want to win the $500 or $100. But hey, dude, I don't have time to focus on that, you know. And it would be fun to try. If I was a full-time streamer, I would probably do it. I will give you that answer. If I was full-time in this shit, I would probably do it because I can stream the race. Everything is cool. But I can't do that right now. So, guys, I have this video here from Gavin. I love Gavin's videos. I think he makes great fucking videos. And this video is called Can GGG Keep PoE 1 Alive While Building PoE 2? And of course, this title caught my attention because I've been talking about this topic a lot. I am mainly right now a PoE 2 player, but I also want to play a lot of PoE 1. I played the Frisia League and I liked it. And I am excited for 326 and I am going to, of course, play 326. So I do want for PoE to get in this flow where you go from PoE 1 league to PoE 2 league to PoE 1 league to PoE 2 league. And we are in a flow like every month and a half, every 2 months, which is we switch it up to the other game. And we are always in the Path of Exile environment and everything is fucking cool. So I think this video is going to talk about that, and that is why I want to watch it. People will down Arbiter day one with current game balance. Blood Mage Bleed one shot is quite cheap to pull off. Yes, that is another thing, that people are going to play an already proven OP build that I don't want to play, right? That is another fucking thing. Yeah, Blood Mage is OP without lightning speed. Yeah. 16 minutes video, just reaction. This is going to be the best hour and a half of the week. No, brother, I am going to react to this shit fast. This is going to take 40 minutes. 40 minutes in total. You are going to see. Only way I would play PoE 1 is for cosmetic, like this recent league. Oh yes, in the Freesia League, I earn the cosmetics they gave. And I have them here in PoE 2. I don't use it because I like the normal armor that you get. But I got the cosmetics from the Freesia League. That is awesome. Also, to motivate people to play the other one, they should do that more. What they did in the Freesia League, that you unlock the armor and you get it in the other game, they have to do that more. Launch a PoE 2 league and then you get the armor for PoE 1. And launch a PoE 1 league and then you get the armor for PoE 2. That will make people want to play the games more. And be in the whole community, in the whole environment, and not divide. I don't like this division that there is like a war between PoE 1 players and PoE 2 players. I don't want the war. I want the union, and we like everything. And even if you don't like the other game, there is no need to bring it down, right? Let's go.
Greetings, Exiles, I'm Gav. Path of Exile 2 has been upon us for over 5 months now, and its release didn't come without a cost. For some folks, that cost was trust. This video will be going over the concept of a trust bank. To understand this concept, here's a clip from an interview with Chris Wilson conducted by Josh Strifehays.
Let's take a slight sidetrack here and talk about the idea of the company's relationship with the players. I've often believed that goodwill is a currency. If a company do something that the player base perceive as good and positive, the player base will trust them. And that trust gets built up and built up and built up, and the company can, if they choose to, cash that trust in for very, very large amounts of profit very quickly at the expense of that trust from the future. How do you build up that player trust? What is it that you do as a company that you think the players do trust? And I'm not saying that you're going to do anything that would cash that trust out, but what do you then see companies doing that you think is an unacceptable cash out of that trust?
I see what you mean. Yeah, it's very interesting. The terms like brand deposit and brand withdrawal, we heard at a talk at a conference back in like 2008 or 9, and that was a very, poignant thing that stuck with us from there, where, the idea is treat people well and later you can treat them badly. Sounds like a really cynical way to run businesses, but we've always had a philosophy of doing best by the players because we're up against large companies that have far more resources than us, and the defining characteristic of those large companies often is they inexplicably do stuff that isn't in the best interest of players. And some of those are our major competitors. And so we can differentiate ourselves by...
He was talking in there about Blizzard, 100%. He said fast, lol, 40. Private leagues in PoE 1 have been released on console, so naturally I started a new character in PoE 1 and I'm having a blast. Oh, bro, that is fucking awesome. Bro, what the fuck? That's a measuring cup you are using. I love it. This is not a measuring cup, dude. This is a fucking cup, glass. I don't know how you call this shit. This was from fucking beer. Like when you buy a 6-pack and they give you a fucking cup. Well, this. I don't drink, but it is a very old fucking cup.
Actually taking a step back and working out what the right choice in a given situation is. It also helps that we are gamers, like we go home and play games and are the consumers of these products. It just so happens that we get to make them during our day job, and so we know how we would want to be treated. And so we try very hard to be transparent with the community. We, do interviews like this. We talk to different content creators from various different places, make sure to, explain why we do things. We post, there's a news post on pathofexile.com every single weekday for like the last 8 or 9 years or something like that, because we want to have some content there every day for players. If we make a mistake, the players tell us, we apologize, we explain what's going on, we change it if necessary. So we try very hard to do what's in the best interest of the players. Not really to ever try to cash it out later, but it does sometimes come in handy, because sometimes a business has to make a decision which looks bad to the players, even though it's not going to hurt them.
As Chris said, the team at Grinding...
That this dude is really fucking smart, let's be honest, guys. That answer he gave there is really fucking good. But I also think that people bash on Jonathan. I also think that Jonathan gives good answers to questions. Not every single one, but he goes in depth into game mechanics, into game design, into psychology. Jonathan also knows his shit. But people like Chris Wilson more, right? Funny how that statement comes back to YGE in the ass. Treat people good until you can treat them bad. Let's use all the trust from players to fuck them while we fix PoE 2. Yes, like right now they are cashing it out. And I think that is the point that Gabriel is going to make in here. Maybe I am jumping ahead on this, but I think this is the argument he's going to make, that they created a bunch of goodwill throughout the years, and they are cashing it out right now with the PoE1 debacle. You know?
Your games and the founders themselves are all just gamers at heart. They lived in the worlds that they built. Chris stepped back from active development around 2022 and is now, as of 2025, officially retired from the board of directors. GGG's leadership torch has passed to Jonathan Rogers and Mark Roberts. While the studio's passion hasn't changed, they're currently going through what I would call some growing pains.
Give me a second, I have to trade. Brother, I trade everything. I never ignore someone trying to buy something from me because I need the currency. 10 exalted. Okay, what do you want? The woods, okay. Can go. Trade. Since you guys were mocking me because I was picking up a bunch of bullshit, like transmutations and augmentations, I got a more strict filter that hides them. So you can chill, I am not picking as much bullshit as before, dude. Chris was the fucking best and now he's gone, bro. Yeah. When I got into the game, now he's gone, dude. What the fuck? But I do like these guys too, dude. I think they both are great. I think that these two guys are really fucking smart. I think the game is in good hands. The problem is that they need people, different people to manage the company. You understand what I'm saying? These guys are awesome game designers, but they need other different people to manage the company that are actually good at management and focus on that and not in game design. Because I think the problem we are having right now with the development of PoE2 and PoE1 is management, not game design, right? Chris Wilson was not any better. He's the reason Ruthless is a thing in PoE1. Oh, okay. I never played Ruthless, but people say that it is really fucking hard. Is it cool or is it too boring, too punishing? I really like Mark. I like him too. And I like Jonathan too, dude. Like the balls that it took to recognize he was cranky on that interview with Season to apologize. Hey, that is a legit dude, brother. That is a legit dude. He knows he's in front of millions of players or thousands of players, and doing that, it takes balls, dude. I really like him too. Jonathan Rogers and Mark are following Wilson's design to strip away all of the things in the game to find out what is necessary. Yep. That is also something that I told the other day that not many people are saying, and I think people are dismissing it. And it is that people are, when we talk about the vision and we meme about the vision, people immediately think about Jonathan. That the vision is Jonathan's vision, but we don't have any proof that that is the truth. It could very well be Chris Wilson's vision, and Jonathan is following through with that vision. Maybe it was both of them, but now Jonathan is the one remaining. Maybe Mark even was in there, and it is the three of them, and now they two are remaining. We don't know who is the true visioneer in here, you know, who has the actual vision. Maybe Chris Wilson was probably on in this too. Remember that he was also developing PoE2 when they decided to separate the game from PoE1. So what I'm meaning is that people are using Jonathan as a scapegoat and we don't know what is actually happening. That is what I'm trying to say. Also to diminish the hate people give to him that I think is unnecessary. PoE2 igual a PoE1 Ruthless. Okay, then it is fucking good because I like PoE2. I think that PoE1 Ruthless is probably more ruthless than PoE2, right? Probably. You're straying away from the vision. You need to pick up everything at disenchant or sell. No, brother, fuck that. I did it too much already this league. I wasted too much time. But he didn't make PoE1 Ruthless. Chris didn't. Who did then? I don't know the lore, dude. I don't know the lore. I'll give you a good metaphor. Ruthless is like imagine hitting your hand with a hammer. That smack that hurt a little less is a good smack and you celebrate it. You get your feels up in Act 7, brother. Yes, PoE1 Ruthless is absolutely brutal. You can use any skill gems unless you find them from drops. That is insane. So you have to make a build with what you have. That is also a good limitation. Like if you are a really good player and you want to challenge yourself, that challenge you not only mechanically but also in game knowledge. I saw that since Ruthless launched, nobody had killed the 7 out of 7 bosses, Uber bosses in hardcore solo self-found Ruthless until recently. Like around the time PoE 2 launch, around that time, one dude did that. And he spent years doing it. That is crazy, brother. That is crazy. No movement skills except for one, which again you have to find. And it has like a 10-second cooldown. Okay, okay. Yeah, Ruthless PoE 1, PoE 2, okay. My point is he didn't make the entire game as it is Ruthless. He just made it an optional mod. Yeah, that it is an optional mod, which is fucking true. Even Caesar and Fogwon hate Ruthless. Okay, okay. I remember that people always make fun of Queen because Queen always said that he wanted the game to be like Ruthless, and then Ruthless dropped and he didn't play it. And Chad always giving shit because of that, dude.
Before I get into the video fully, this isn't to dunk on Jonathan or Mark, not in the slightest. I respect the hell out of both of them as developers. Jonathan Rogers was one of the original minds behind Path of Exile's combat and core systems. Him and Chris met in their high school library in New Zealand. They bonded while chatting about computers and programming.
That is also something that people forget about Jonathan. Yes, Chris was like the face of the game, but they developed the game together, dude. Since forever. Jonathan knows his shit, dude.
Becoming fast friends. Jonathan is a co-founder of Grinding Gear Games, and while he's held many titles, in the early days he was the lead programmer and technical director for the company. You'd find Jonathan in the occasional interview over the years, during their press touring for League launches, or on a podcast with Path of Exile content creators. But for the most part he was always in the shadows, just tinkering away and making improvements to the game in the back end. In the early days, he was literally the technical backbone of the company, particularly when it came to combat mechanics and calculations, networking, basically everything behind the scenes that makes the game function.
Nice.
Mark Roberts started off as just a player of Path of Exile, though not just any player. He was a top 20 hardcore racer and Giga Chad gamer. Mark was hired on at GGG as a QA tester.
Brother, I didn't know that. So he's a Giga Chat player. He knows what the fuck is going on. That is why he sometimes gives the get good answers. Just get good, motherfucker. Because he's good. Nice. I fucking love that.
Shortly after the release of the game, within just a few years, he was already assisting Chris Wilson with production of League launches and the organization of race events.
Bro, Substracten, I really like him. He makes great videos. Or used to make because he stopped doing Path of Exile videos. I really like this dude. Ruthless campaign is fun. Endgame sucks dick. Okay, okay. Of course he does. These guys are the best in the business. Yes, yes, yes. I believe so. I believe so. Yeah, Mark Rose sucked from the ranks. Yes, dude. That is fucking awesome, dude. Like when you hear these stories and like somehow we are players, but we would like to have input into the game, right? And this guy actually did it. He went from player to actually designing the game. That is fucking cool, dude. Why these guys sound like Fogwon? I don't know. Maybe they have similar voices, dude. But this guy makes good videos. I like his voice. I think his voice sounds cool. I really like Mark. Hope he doesn't disappoint in the future years to come. I think he won't. I think he won't.
Mark has an encyclopedic knowledge for the game, and he's worn a lot of hats within the company over the course of the game's development. As Chris Wilson stepped back from day-to-day leadership as Path of Exile 1's game director, Jonathan and Mark stepped up and began work on patch 4.0, which was going to be a completely separate campaign with a combined endgame. This patch would later be dubbed Path of Exile 2. Jonathan Rogers became the game director of Path of Exile 2, and Mark Roberts became the game director of Path of Exile 1. And he assisted a lot with the early development of Path of Exile 2, and he's still currently assisting. He made a large majority, if not all, of the boss encounters. Let's talk briefly about how Chris Wilson and Grinding Gear Games earned our trust and respect over the years.
That is a good decision, Chris. There comes a point when you have to let it go, dude. There comes a point when you have to let it go. You already know that the head is not working. For example, I don't know if you guys watch NBA, but the New York Knicks tips. This is the... What is this? New York... Oh, New York Knicks. This is the fucking coach for the New York Knicks. Dude, You have to let it go, bro. You have to let it go. What are you hanging on to? This is not it, bro. We all can see what is happening in here. Just shave it, brother. At this point, just shave it, dude. We can see what is happening in here, dude. So I do agree with this decision of just letting it go, dude.
In previous videos, I've already covered the early history of grinding gear games, and I did another video on how the community was carefully curated by Chris, Bex, and others on the team. But I'll still
I watched those videos. Those were awesome videos, dude.
provide a few examples of how that trust was built in the first place. Path of Exile is what I like to call a free-to-try game. You can play the entire campaign through to endgame with no upfront cost. Sure, you might want stash tabs once you get into maps, but you'd only make that purchase if the game has already hooked you. And that's really the key. GGG has never paywalled power or progression in their game. Their monetization model is more than just fair. It's one of the
I told you guys this. I do believe some people say, no, it is pay to win because you need the stash stacks to actually be good or whatever. Brother, Path of Exile, trust me, I come from a bullshit game called Marvel Snap. That is a bullshit monetization, trust me. GGG and PoE has really good monetization that is good for the player. Yes, there are some bullshit microtransactions, but you don't have to take them, which is fucking awesome. And everything in the game can be experienced without paying. Awesome, or it is awesome. The monetization in Path of Exile is awesome. Yeah, at that point, just let it go. Yeah, brother. Maybe Asmon should let it go. At least Asmon isn't like that dude. He can still cover it a little bit, but yes, he should too. But he did it in a cool way, Lord. Yes, he did it in a cool way. I think that Asmon has to do the Nicolas Cage, dude. Check this out. He knows he has the front of his head balding, and he's letting it be. He's rocking the big forehead. He doesn't give a fuck. Asmon tries to cover the part that he's balding, and that makes it worse. Don't do that, brother. Just embrace it. Embrace it like fucking Nicolas Cage did. I think that he made like a hair implant recently, because look at this. He made definitely a hair implant. But he used to have like the big fucking forehead and in here, and it looked great, dude. It looked great. Like this. Embrace it like this, brother. What is wrong with this? There is nothing wrong with this, dude. I can make it past Act 3 without using a skin transfer hammer. Brothers of Taco, the skin transfer hammer is bullshit, dude. Don't use the skin transfer hammer, dude. We made a whole fucking video talking shit about the hammer, brother. Are you baiting me? Are you baiting me? But now that Tencent owns GGG, do you think monetization will be worse? So far, we don't have any signs of that, and Tencent has been owning GGG for quite a while. So I don't think it will be the case, dude. Or if it starts being the case, just a little bit, not something that will destroy the fucking game, you know?
most ethical in the industry. Players choose to support grinding gear games willingly, but your support is never demanded to play the content that they create, and it'll be like that for the entire lifespan of both games. Their consistency in this monetization method and free-to-play nature earned a ton of trust and respect from the community and the ARPG genre as a whole. That model was part of a larger philosophy, shaped largely by Chris Wilson. For years, he was the public face of the game. Chris was calm, measured, and deeply connected to the community through direct communication on the forums, as well as Reddit and in interviews. He had a vision of what a great ARPG should be, a little bit uncompromising in some ways, but never disconnected from feedback. Another key piece of the puzzle that Chris had that Jonathan is lacking is a dedicated community manager, Bex. Bex was the boots on the ground. She was in on Reddit threads, Twitter posts, the forums, you name it.
Hire me, GGG. I can do Bex's work. Hire me, dude. I am here all the time, talking about the game all the time. I am with my feet deep into the waters of the community. Hire me!
Through her, it felt like we had a direct line into the studio, and that's where GGG stands out. They listen. Not always perfectly, not always instantly, but when the community raises its voice, they respond. Whether it's complete overhauls, league rebalances, or quality of life features, Grinding Gear Games is often willing to pivot when the message is made clear, and that's how they built up trust, through consistency, communication, and course correction for over a decade. To this day, GGG at its core still represents what I believe a game studio should strive to be. But under the new tenure of Jonathan Rogers and his vision for Path of Exile 2, there's been a lack of consistency, direction, and certainty. The bank of trust that was built up over the years is being withdrawn from currently.
I told you he was going to make this argument, and he's doing it, which is, of course, and it is because it is true. Right now, with all the delays for PoE 1, bullshit, the stuff that is happening in PoE 2, they are using a lot of the banked up goodwill from the player. That is absolutely true, dude. No, Tencent won't change the monetization. I don't think so. And even if they impact it a little bit, it is not going to be too much. Because I started investigating a little bit about the China server that you guys told me to investigate. That is hard to find information about it. But the information I found is that Tencent was interested really in the Chinese server for PoE 2, not our server. They don't give a fuck about our server. The server that they care about is the Chinese server. And that server is full with fucking microtransactions, and it has pay to win. That is the one they care about, dude. So no, I don't think they are going to affect too much our server. The hammer is the best addition to the game. Stop capping, brother. No, you are trying to make me mad with that shit, dude. Embrace the boldness, says the guy with a fucking awesomely long hair with a massive braid. Well, thank God I am not bald, dude. Thank God I am not bald. But hey, dude, if I was, I would embrace it, dude. I would embrace it. Tencent's entire gaming portfolio is like 1% of their world. It's really just for diversification. Yes, and I have heard that Tencent is hands off with their bullshit. They let companies do whatever they want. You have the first sign, in my opinion. They just made 2 tabs and will make more for what we have in PoE called fragment stash tab division. Yes, I told that yesterday, and some people told me that no, it is not bad. It is good they separate the stash tabs. That could just have been 1 stash tab instead of 2, or instead of 3 if you include the Delirium one. Why make it 3? Because you earn more money. That is the truth. That is the truth. But at the same time, the monetization is so fair, and you don't actually need the tab that I am going to let it slide. They have a different game in China. They have a different server. And you have a bunch of different stuff that we don't have. You can even buy gear for a starter character. You can buy gear and gems and bullshit to be more powerful from the start. It is insane, dude. They have a whole different monetization system. I want to make a video about it, but there is not much information, so I have to do a lot of research. But I want to do a video comparing the servers, dude.
Trust is being spent every day that Path of Exile 1 players wait for content that keeps getting pushed back. Patch 3.25 Settlers of Kalgur released on July 26th, 2024, and it was PoE 1's most successful league yet. That momentum and growth, however, immediately took a backseat for the development of the sequel. Patch 3.26 continues being delayed over and over, the longest gap in the game's history between patches, and it's not even a contest. For longtime players of the game, it's not just frustrating, it's kind of uncharted territory. It's a little worrying. The reason this happened is mostly due to the PoE 1 dev team being moved to work on Path of Exile 2. This was an order made by Jonathan Rogers himself. It was a major
This is exactly why I told you earlier that the problem they have is not that much with game design, that we know that the game sometimes had design flaws, but they tend to fix that. The problem is more management, because PoE 2 wouldn't be receiving so much hate if PoE 1 would be getting the regular leaks, right? If they would be getting the regular leaks, a lot of the people that are mad wouldn't be even playing PoE 2, they would be playing PoE 1, but they can't because they don't have a patch, right? So the problem is stemming from where then? Management. They didn't manage correctly the teams, they didn't allocate appropriately the resources to develop both games, and then this happened, right? So I do think it is more of a management issue. Is there a way to play the Chinese server? Maybe with a VPN. I don't think you even need a VPN. You can just download the Chinese server, create an account for the Chinese server, and you can play it. But the game is in fucking Chinese. PoE 1 fragment has breach, invitation, scarabs, and all miscellaneous stock 4 tabs inside it. Exactly. That is how it should be. That is how I think it should be. Thank you, Geek, for that information, dude. Yes, that is the way to go, dude.
Step in terms of management of resources, and it wasn't really something that Jonathan wanted to do in the first place, but in order to launch Path of Exile 2 into early access by the end of 2024, this was just something that he inevitably needed to do, especially after multiple delays already. The consistency that veterans could once rely on from GGG has slowly been deteriorating. New players who have never touched PoE 1 or bounced off of it might not care much at all about the original game. They're just here to enjoy an exciting new ARPG in Path of Exile 2.
Exactly. And that is why I always said, I am like that. I am like that. And I got hooked so badly to PoE2. The game is so awesome. I like it so much that I completely transformed my whole channel to focus on PoE2. I am still hooked to the game, playing it, I don't know, 5-6 months after launch. And now I want to play PoE1. And I played the Free League and I am going to play 326 because PoE2 hooked me. And I know that some PoE1 players don't like that PoE2 was separated from PoE1 because originally they were going to be the same game, right? And then they took the decision, they made the decision to separate the games. I know that for a lot of PoE1 players that was not the correct decision. But I'm telling you, because it happened to me and I know for a fact this happened to a lot of people. If they didn't separate the games, there is a lot of new players that wouldn't have played the game in the first place because of what he's saying in here. You bounce back from PoE1 because of the graphics, because of the system, because of the bloat, whatever reason you want to have, it doesn't matter. But you bounce back from the game, but you want to play it, you think it's cool, but you bounce from the game. But then PoE2 comes out and it eases you into the franchise and now you can play both games. That is fucking awesome. If it wasn't for PoE2, I wouldn't be playing PoE and a lot of other people wouldn't be playing PoE if it wasn't a separate game. So it is still a big W for the company. If they get into the flow of one season for PoE1 and one season for PoE2 and they stagger them, they will get into a really good place overall, dude. Let's just have a little faith in here, brother. Many people played PoE2 once and never even touched 0.2. That is also true. But PoE2 still had a big fucking retention of players. It was even amazing, dude. They probably aren't best suited as leader-sider. Exactly. That is why I want them to focus on design and not management. Maybe focus more on their talent and bring in a new director. Exactly. Someone that focuses on management and they just focus on design and don't have to think about other stupid shit. Tencent needs to crack the whip. That's what happened to DM. The day he tested PoE1, he uninstalled Diablo 4 and never looked back. PoE does that to a man. Yep. They know how to design a game, true, but for Frost's sake, you can keep relocating resources from one game to another. Exactly, the management is a problem. They need someone that takes care of that while they focus only on design. I agree 100%. Thank you very much. Just think about the numbers for real. I am thinking about the numbers for real. PoE2 hit a higher number than PoE1 ever hit, and even hit more retention over long periods of time that PoE1 ever hit, and it was said even by Mark and Jonathan. So it was a good decision overall. It was a good, maybe right now it is not like that because of all the problems we've been having, but it was a good decision to separate them. And yes, we have problem because we don't have the PoE1 league and PoE2 is on a weird spot right now, but I think they can do it. I have faith that they will get there. They will get there. Please read above and tell me I'm wrong. Did I miss one message for you? I thought I read everything. You are correct, but let me explain this to you like that. If there was 326, just cut player numbers in the start of 0.2 in half at least, and add like 50k to PoE settlers start numbers. But if they stagger the leagues, it is even more for both games. You understand what I'm saying? If they stagger the leagues, having the two games will generate more players for both games than if you only had one game. I don't know if I am explaining myself, but let's say that to use simple numbers, let's say 100k. Let's say that you would always have 100k if you only had PoE1 combined with PoE2. But now that you separated, now you get 150k for each one because you cross-pollinate players. If you stagger the seasons, if they are playing at the same time, it doesn't happen because you force people to decide which one to play. But if you stagger the seasons, players are going to bounce back and forth. Not all of them, but a big portion. So you will get more players overall to both of the games. Yeah, PoE1 is a niche game. I don't know, it was big, but It is a difficult game, not for everybody, but it had a lot of people. And that is something to consider. A game that difficult, like PoE 1 in terms of complexity, had a lot of players, which means that complexity is not what drives people away from certain games. There are people like Diablo 4 developers that think that complexity drives people away. That is not true. That is not true. Yeah, PoE 1 is okay. PoE 2 is the new boy in town with better graphics and easier entry point. Of course, they have better numbers. That is also true. But exactly. You bring in new players like me, and now we want to try PoE 1, right? Because we like PoE 2. But if you didn't bring out PoE 2, we would have never gone back to play PoE 1, right? So it was a good strategy. You won us over. They knew if they just made a big PoE 1 expansion like they originally planned, it wouldn't have blown up. Exactly. It wouldn't be the same. You have to admit that if they did the same game, but combined with PoE 1, it wouldn't have been the same in the amount of players that tried this shit. This was awesome, dude. PoE 2 broke them 100 million easy. I don't blame them for not wanting to lose momentum. Yeah, PoE 1 players are just mad that their baby was put on hold. Yes. And I understand it. Yeah, I understand, but people are talking like PoE 2 have 2 million and PoE have 200k. No, brother, in 0.2, if there was 326, PoE 300k is max at this point. We are going to see when 326 actually launches. And you know what? Ace? I think, I may be wrong, but I think that 326 will have more players than the biggest PoE 1 launch before, that I think it was Settlers, right? And why do you think it's that? Because a lot of PoE 2 players, like myself, are going to play it. New players that wouldn't have tried older seasons before. And that is what 326 is going to have the highest number for PoE 1. Will it have higher numbers than PoE 2 at launch? I don't know. That is a hard number to go over. But for PoE 1, it is going to be the highest. Yes, bro, what I'm saying, what you have in what you have in PoE 1, 250k people, we are all in PoE because there is no PoE 1. I understand completely. And I am telling you that if they stagger seasons, that doesn't matter. You would have played PoE 2 either way. The only way you don't play PoE 2 is if they force you to choose between the two. But if they stagger it, it doesn't matter. PoE 1 players would have jumped to PoE 2 either way because they already played the content in PoE 1. And that is the point I wish for them to come. It doesn't matter. Yes, I am telling you, yes, it is true. The games cross-pollinate, and that is good. That is what we want. I am not going against that argument. I am telling you that that argument is true, and it proves my theory. It is good. Every single league has more players. In theory, what I think that after Diablo 4 launch, PoE got a lot of players that came from Diablo 4, and the same is going to happen with PoE 2. They have to add Acts 4 and 5, then save Act 6 for full launch. No, release everything. Don't save anything for launch. That is stupid. Release everything, dude. Exactly. PoE 2 numbers are higher because there's no PoE 1 content. And the same goes the other way around. It goes both ways, dude. It goes both ways. PoE 1 have a consistent growth league after league. That is awesome. That is great. I love it. There are rumores de pasillo, some rumors it won't be 326 but 4.0, and I'm here for it, baby. Are you sure? That would be awesome, dude. But I don't think that will happen. I don't think they are too time crunch to do that. A lot of PoE 1 players are boycotting PoE 2, which in my opinion is stupid. It should be what I am saying, what I want to happen is that it is not the PoE 1 community and the PoE 2 community. No. It is the PoE community. That would be awesome, right? My conspiracy brain thinks piece of PoE players are the ones behind the DDoS. It can happen. It probably is, let's be honest.
And if they're not feeling it right now, they might revisit it in a future patch, or when it leaves early access and enters 1.0. And that's completely fair, that's pretty normal. Even though I'm a PoE 2 main myself, I personally have apathy for the PoE 1 folks. I've seen this before. Different game, but the same issue. The year was 2015. The place?
Wow.
Azeroth. 15 grueling months of content drought in Warlords of Draenor while waiting for Legion to save World of Warcraft. That experience made me understand something important. Content lulls don't just make players bored, they break routines. They make people move on from your game. There's been a few bones that have been thrown to the Path of Exile 1 community, but it's definitely not enough and they deserve more. There was the Necro Settlers League, which was just a combination of Necropolis and Settlers League. It ran from November of 2024 to February 2025. After that came Legacy of Frisia, which had some new content, which was basically all scrapped content
I played this and it was cool.
and ideas that they had. I didn't personally play it, but it did seem like a really neat concept and a lot of cool ideas. But again, it was still Settlers League at its core. And then this month, a special set of private leagues were made available, which is an opportunity for some community-run servers and fresh starts. But again, it's still Settlers League. I sincerely hope that the PoE 1 community gets the love and attention that they deserve from GGG.
Same.
They're the old guard. Personally though, I was ready for a fresh start, as well as some modernization. I love PoE 1, don't get me wrong, but I lean more toward PoE 2's design and direction.
You guys know that I am the same. Without some people think that when I say that I like PoE 2 more, I am trashing or I am bashing or I am saying PoE 1 is bad. No. I am saying both games are awesome. I just prefer PoE 2. It is like, brother, I like every Metallica album, but my favorite one is Master of Puppets. That doesn't mean that, I don't know, and Justice for All is bad. And Justice for All is insane. But I think Master of Puppets is cooler. It is just like that, dude. I'm behind the DDoS attacks. Fernando making Jonathan sad.
And WASD. The main draw though was the blank slate that I never really got to experience in the first game. I joined PoE 1 pretty late into Breach League back in 2016, and I was always pretty intimidated to make my own builds because I always wanted to push the highest content, so I would pretty much just copy somebody's build every league. But after seeing the insane player numbers achieved with the launch of Early Access, hundreds of thousands of new players as well as crossover from your original audience, that's just crazy. I can honestly see why they're focusing on getting the sequel to the point where the community and devs are happy with it, and they want to hold on to that new audience that they brought in. My main struggle with the development of PoE 2 though, is the lack of clarity. Under Chris Wilson, there was always a clear vision. Memes aside about the vision, it's really important to have one. You might not have liked every decision, but you knew why it was being made. You knew it came from someone who had a long-term plan. And honestly, a lot of those plans panned out. Under Jonathan, the vision feels more reactive than proactive. Like it's being discovered in real time instead of shaped and curated. He said before that he just wants to create an amazing ARPG, something that he enjoys because he knows himself. That's a noble goal, and one that I have faith that him, Mark, and the team will eventually achieve. But it doesn't quite give the community a strong sense of direction. Right now, it feels more like a dream than a roadmap. I honestly don't think that there's a single chance that 1.0 hits this.
That is true. That is true. We have no idea how this shit is going, right? We are getting the patches from time to time. We think the patches are going to hit every 4 months, but we don't actually know. They have said in this article, I read this article with you guys. There is a video of me reading this article. They said that the game is going to release probably, like they are targeting March next year. March, April next year. So basically a little bit under a year from now. But we don't know what the true vision is. That is the truth. We don't have a roadmap. We don't have an objective of how the game should look like when it is done. Because they even said that they are going to full release the game with classes missing. That is not a full release. That is a release, not a full release. A full release is with every class and every ascendancy. If you cut out classes, it is a release. It is going to still probably be the game with the most classes out of any ARPG, which is awesome because you will have 9, 10. There is no other ARPG that has that many. It is still cool. But it is not really a full release, is it? So yes, there is a lot of information lacking. Now you can get into the whole other debate that we are not entitled to know this information. They don't know us nothing. They don't have to tell anything. I don't know. I would prefer, both as a player and as a content creator, I would prefer for there to be more information, to be honest. Not only as a content creator, but also as a player. But yes, we could discuss the whole thing that they don't know us anything. I don't know. Or even Diablo 4 came out with a fucking roadmap. Can you do that too, brother? Dude. Let me read you guys messages because you have left a lot of messages that I ignored because I was yapping. Did bro just say late as 2016? Like 6 years wasn't enough to learn to make your own build. Dude, I suck at making builds, or at least I make them, right? Hey, the build guys that I have thrown there in my videos are, how do I tell it? Like they are, I didn't kind of invent it 100%, but they are my builds, right? How do I say this? Like, how do I make my builds? I go to PoE Ninja, and I see these guys doing shit, and I see, oh, it is viable to do the chalkboard rounds and the galvanic charge combo. I am going to do a build like this, and then I build it to my liking, right? So that is how I have made my builds so far. They are not 100% mine, but they are also not from somebody else. They are mine. I don't know how to explain it. I cannot send links here, or after this video, look up Drinkcore about the Atlas expansion. That video will give a lot of good info about leaks. I know what that video is. It got recommended to me. I had it around there, dude. I struggled with all the crafting text in 1. I got in too late. 2 was a fresh start for me. I agree with that, Mando. The crafting in PoE 1 is fucking overwhelming. Now in PoE 2, since there is no fucking crafting, we can start learning little by little while they release more stuff. It's a shortish video. Okay. I would like to have a time machine to go back in time and persuade Jonathan to not play Elden Ring ever. Brother, I like the roll mechanic. At this pace, no way. Full release needs new uniques, endgame content, not just copy shit from PoE 1. I agree with that. There used to be a lot more information for leaks, as said in the video. I'm telling you. Okay.
Here. And if it does, I think that's a mistake. Combine all of this with the disjointed feeling of patch 0.1's campaign versus how the endgame felt, and then the complete 180 in terms of player strength and loot in patch 0.2. I think the baseline is still being established and they can adjust from there, but we're still pretty far off from having every single class and weapon type, all the skills and support gems, all the uniques, and so on. Through all of their blunders, however, and despite all the anger within the community and absolutely deranged Reddit posts, Jonathan, Mark, and the team have pressed on and done their best to please the player base, both new and old exiles. For over a month now, they've had a patch every week or at least every other, and it's slowly been making Path of Exile 2 better and better, all while picking up the pieces and course correcting the development and content cadence of Path of Exile 1. It's not all doom and gloom. There's definitely another side of the coin to all this. Jonathan and Mark have made some bold and honestly brilliant decisions. The nerfs in patch 0.2 might have been jarring, I completely agree, but it also showed how quickly the team can pivot when something isn't working. 0.1's endgame and power scaling was way off from where they wanted the game to be. They needed to establish a new baseline through major nerfs and work up from there with buffs. Patch 0.2 released on April 4th to mixed reviews, and a feeling of sluggishness from the player base while going through the campaign. On April 8th, after a full weekend of community backlash regarding this patch, both Jonathan and Mark sat down live with Scissorin on his stream for an interview, and for us to hear their insights on some of the decisions that were made in 0.2. A lot of the feedback was given and discussions were had about the state of the game, and it was kind of a bloodbath. But Jonathan, and particularly Mark, agreed on a lot of the community's sentiments, and said that they would look into everything after the interview. Sitting down with a major streamer of your game for an in-depth interview after a negative reception to a patch, that takes balls, man. And they made some extremely constructive changes to address all the feedback head on.
That was the day that we got the meme for Mark, I'll do it today. What is his? Roberts. The last name. Mark, I'll do it today, Roberts. I'll fix it today. Dude, fix a lot of bullshit in one fucking day, dude. And that is, again, we come to the same point. They are great game designers, but the problems we are talking about in here are not because of game design, and they are because of fucking management. As soon as you get into crafting in PoE, it's crazy satisfying, brother. I know. I want to learn to craft in PoE 1. Maybe I will watch like a 2-hour video explaining everything in crafting in PoE 1 before the 326. Because that is one of the things that I want to learn in PoE 1, dude. Exactly. It was new content, not worse and recycled PoE 1 content. Yes, please. That is why I don't like that they use Delirium and Breach, because that is content that was created with PoE 1 gameplay in mind, not PoE 2 gameplay. So they are trying to feed like a square piece in the round circle, you know, in the round hole. They then been credit for doing that season and interview. Yep, it was an awesome interview, dude. It was an awesome interview. I really liked it.
Still aligning with their design goals. Every single patch adds depth, smooths out rough edges, and makes the vision as a whole more tangible. It also feels like the quality of life and gameplay improvement patches are happening much more frequently with patch 0.2, basically every week or every other at this point. It makes the state of the game feel much more like an early access that's being iterated on, rather than a full release, and that's where I'm still hopeful. Path of Exile 2 is being built right out in the open, and our feedback matters, positive and negative. We're going to see the awkward middle stages, the half-finished systems, the balance pivots, all in real time. The remainder of early access is going to be messy, I pretty much guarantee it. But if grinding your games can...
I guarantee to, and I tell you guys, since the game is designed for your first playthrough of the campaign to be challenging, every league launch, people are going to complain about the campaign. We saw it in the very first, when the game launched. It is too hard, the bosses are killing me. We saw it in the launch of Season 2. They are fixing a lot of shit, giving you more loot in the campaign, making it faster, making mobs easier. It is going to be much easier than this time, and people are going to keep complaining because the first time you go through it, when you have no level, no gems, no currency, not anything, it is designed to be challenging, and that is fucking cool. I love it. People are going to complain every single time until they get used to it. You need a whole PhD to get good at PoE crafting. Then that is one of the arguments then to reset the whole fucking system for PoE 2. So you don't need a PhD, right? Sometimes wrong hole can be good. That is true. Sometimes it can be really bad, but sometimes it can be really good. You need to watch a 100-hour video on PoE 1 crafting. Look up PoE 1 guides for our videos. You need a lot of 2-hour videos, bro. No joking. You already know the basics for PoE 2. Okay.
And keep up the cadence of meaningful updates, if they can communicate more clearly about what's coming and reassure their community that both games still matter, then I believe GGG can earn back the trust that they're spending right now to build that bank back up, because we've all seen what this studio is capable of. I think in time...
If you are a new player, that the thing is, and I have said this before, and I am not saying this in a bad way, so excuse me if it sounds in a bad way, but I am really saying it in a very good way. PoE 1 players were spoiled by how good GGG was. So you got used to a really good gaming company. And now that things are not working out so great, you are pissed off. And yes, I understand it. But it is because your standards are really high. But for us new players that come from other companies that are bullshit, things over here are looking awesome. Things over here are fucking great. And I am not justifying it. They should still try to strive for the highest possible standard. But I am just explaining the dichotomy between the old player and the new player.
Once the growing pains have fully subsided, we'll see it again. We might already be looking at it. That about wraps this video up. Overall, I've got faith that they'll correct course and be properly managing both games by the end of this year. Do you? And what are your thoughts on grinding your games as a whole right now? I'd really love to hear from you down in those comments.
I just told you, I think they are awesome. Everyone makes mistakes from time to time, but I think they are awesome.
The development of Path of Exile 2 isn't slowing down, and before long, it will hopefully be the well-oiled machine that we know the studio is capable of producing.
And the well-oiled machine that I want, I already told you, PoE 1, PoE 2, PoE 1, PoE 2, PoE 1, PoE 2. We will get there and it will be fucking awesome.
GGG has always done well with constructive feedback. That's rare in a game studio. And for me, it's worth sticking around for the end result. We're not just watching a sequel take shape, we're watching a studio rediscover itself. They're learning to balance not one, but 2 live service games. And they've actually lost some major resources in Chris Wilson, Krishi, and Rory recently. But if they get it right in the end, we all win. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to my channel for more Path of Exile 2 and ARPG content, and drop some build ideas for me for PoE 2 down in the comments. Have fun and stay sane, Exiles. Farewell.
This was an awesome video, dude. I really like Gabriel's videos, bro. He brings up cool topics. The videos are well edited. He has a nice voice. The videos make us talk about cool shit about the game. I really like this video, brother. And yes, I think he is doing a good enough job. Yes, they make some mistakes, but everything will be great. I think both games are good. I think both games are going to get better. I think everything will be awesome. For example, you know that Jonathan said that once they have all the microtransactions exported from PoE 1 for PoE 2 and everything is working fine on PoE 2. They are going to take that back to PoE 1 and they are going to convert all the engine on PoE 1 to the shit that we have in PoE 2. So PoE 1 is going to look as nice. That is fucking insane. So both games are going to continue to improve and be better, dude. Just trust the process. Okay. Let me see what you guys are saying. Because I think I missed comments. I love the campaign, but that's a hot take apparently. Brother, the campaign is the best part about the fucking game. But some people don't see it that way. Is your can supposed to keep zooming in and out or is messed off? It is messed off because it is designed for there to be light. And I don't have light because my fucking light exploded. And I have to change it, but it is a pain in the ass to change it. So I will do it in the weekend. It's like the only child losing mommy's attention with a new baby. Yes, something like that. I want mommy's attention. We all do, dude. We all do. I already got a couple of my PoE 1 cosmetics. Nice. That is fucking great, dude. Okay. Oh, there was the other short video. I think we have time, right? We have time to watch the other short one. Yes, we have. YouTube in here. This is the one. This is.
Path of Exile 1's 3.
I want a dummy mommy, but that's beside the point. I do too. I do too. With black stockings, right? And she's thick as fuck. Nice. Okay. After freeze character, each league give new cards 100% move speed and normal rebuilding campaign. Now it takes too long to... I kind of agree with that. I don't like the skip campaign bullshit. So in the very first playthrough, you do it raw. But then second, third, fourth character, you get stuff to make it easier. And yes, I know we can't twink out, right? This character is twinked out, but still there is a lot of bullshit in there. So guys, I have this video here from Dreamcore. Dreamcore makes awesome videos, and this video is called Why 326 may finally be the missing Atlas expansion. So this is for PoE 1. We are finally getting teasers for the 326 for PoE 1. I am excited. I want to play it. But I didn't know that you guys want an Atlas expansion in PoE 1. Some days ago, I looked at the Atlas 3 in PoE 1 and I thought it was really cool. But you guys want an expansion for that? Brother, how cool can that expansion be then? Let's see what he says in here about it, dude.
Path of Exile 1's 3.26 update is finally on its way. We've had no mention of any extended delays, and just a few days ago we got the very first teaser for 3.26, which I believe indicates that the scheduled release window of June is still very much the plan. So what does this mean for PoE 1? Well, it's going to get its first League release in over 10 months. The longest absence of primary updates since the League system was first introduced all the way back in 2013 with Onslaught League. Ever since then, GGG have been consistently shipping updates and reliable patches for Path of Exile 1. And this reliable release cycle became the bread and butter of their marketing strategy to make PoE 1 successful and attract a wider audience over time. And that's exactly what it did. In fact, Settlers League was the most successful PoE 1 league to date in terms of player peak, drawing the largest concurrent player count on Steam, and Settlers even had a higher player retention than Affliction League 2 weeks in, an impressive feat.
And let me tell you, 326, at least, I don't know about player retention because it will depend on how good the league is. But the high peak of players, I think it will be higher than Settlers. Because first of all, you have a lot of PoE 1 players that have been waiting for a new league for a long time. And they are accumulated waiting for the times the gates open to get in there. And on top of that, you also have the new PoE 2 players like myself that want to try PoE 1. So there is no way in hell 326 doesn't break the record for PoE 1 at least. I don't know if it will break the PoE 2 launch record. Probably it can happen. But the PoE 1 it will break it for sure, 100%.
Considering just how successful Affliction was. But here's the thing, Settlers League launched in July 2024, and in just 2 months we'll be in the middle of July 2025, and Settlers is still the current league. So what went wrong? How is it that a live service game that had been consistently growing over time, a 10-plus-year-old game by the way, that's almost unheard of, how is it that the updates just abruptly stopped? Well, it's hard to believe that it was less than 2 years ago when we all thought that PoE 2 was still going to be update 4.0 for Path of Exile 1. Until
Path of Exile 1 and 2 will be separate with their own mechanics, balance, endgames, and leagues.
Now, we all know what's happened
I do think that it was a correct decision. I wouldn't be playing PoE 2 if it wasn't, or PoE if it wasn't separated. I know some people don't like it that it is separated, but I think it was a correct move, and I think the numbers back it up.
in the time between then and now. Path of Exile 2 has released into early access after several delays, and Path of Exile 1 has had some of its best leagues of all time. Trial of the Ancestors, Affliction, Settlers, and, well, we don't talk about Necropolis. And then the updates for PoE 1 just stopped. And they stopped because all of GGG's resources were being dedicated to PoE 2. And whilst this was the first major sign of PoE 2's impact on PoE 1, we can actually look back and see that this has been going on quietly in the background for much longer. You see, we used to get consistent 3-month releases, and then around the time of Sentinel or Calandra League, the average league cycle tipped up to 4 months instead of 3. So we went from 4 league releases per year to 3. And that's not the only thing that we used to get consistently for PoE 1 either, because we also used to have one major league launch once a year, which also included an Atlas expansion. Cirrus and the Elder Slayers in 3.9, Maven and her boss gauntlets in 3.13, and the Eater and Exarch pinnacle fights in 3.17.
Oh, it is because you guys have gotten Atlas expansions before. I didn't know that. This is new information for me. That is why you expect this patch to have an Atlas expansion, because it has happened before, and it is time for you to get another one because the last leagues didn't have it. Okay, okay. That is good to know. That is fucking awesome, dude. Let's hope it happens then. Let's hope it happens then. Hey bro, called you on. Yo, Dren, how you doing, brother? I am sorry, I was watching the video, so I didn't catch your message. I hope everything is cool, dude. Hey brother, want to say that I appreciate your content. I agree with a lot of your takes, and you've been good to listen to while I blast maps or do trials. Keep up the good work. Yo, Wulto, my dude, thank you very much for those kind words, dude. That energizes me to keep grinding, dude. Thank you very much, dude. I do try, brother.
Then 3.21 came with no Atlas expansion, and I remember thinking that makes sense because ExileCon is just around the corner, and surely they're saving it for that. But then ExileCon came around, and 3.22 was announced, and there's no Atlas expansion. In fact, it's crazy to think that we're almost 10 leagues into the current Atlas expansion, which was first introduced in 3.17 in February 2022. We've had the same Atlas for over 3 years. And I can't complain too much about that because the current Atlas system is really good. There's a reason why many of the more recent leagues, you know, Sentinel, Affliction, Sanctum, and the likes, there's a reason why those leagues are so memorable. And that's because the base game is just so good. The fundamental core of Atlas progression is so good. But with that said, I think that...
Are these bosses in PoE 1? That boss looks cool as fuck, dude.
It's just so good. The fundamental core of Atlas progression is so good.
This motherfucker looks really fucking cool, dude. What the fuck?
But with that said, I think that PoE 1's upcoming 3.26 update may finally be the Atlas expansion that has been missing for these past few years. And there's a few good reasons for that. The first is the current state of PoE 1. If we're to be completely honest for a moment, GGG have neglected PoE 1, and it's unfortunate that that's how it's gone, but that's the cold, hard truth.
It is a truth, we all know it, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it. And again, we have talked about this before, it is a management problem, and I hope they get their shit together, dude.
This is the game that put them on the map. This is the game that, through all of its success, has funded PoE 2's development, and this is the game that so many people still enjoy. And yet, it's been left in the darkness. Player sentiment in regards to GGG and PoE 1 and its future has been at an all-time low.
What skill is that one, guys? That one looks cool as fuck.
Player sentiment in regards...
This one. What skill is this one? He has he's hitting like in an arc with red shit. What skill is this?
To GGG and PoE 1 and its future has been at an all-time low. And now is the time when GGG need a serious win in regards to PoE 1. If what they say is true and they do want to develop both games at the same time, now is the time to prove it.
I do think they want to. They have been facing problems doing it. But you know what? I think they are going to start. Maybe I am on copium. Maybe I am on hopium. But I think that from now on, they will hit it. What do I mean? They just released 0.2, right? In April. They are going to release 3.26 in June. I think they are on track to release in 0.3 2 months after that. So you go June, July, no. What the fuck? I don't know the fucking months. June, July, August. I do think that 0.3 for PoE 2 is going to release end of August, early September, or maybe early August even, because early August will be 4 months. Whole April, whole May, whole June, whole July, it will be early August. So early to mid-August, we get 0.3, I am sure. And then the moment of truth will be getting 327 in October. If we get 327 in October, they are in the flow. They are in the flow. So let's see what happens. I think they can do it starting from right now.
It really feels like PoE 1 is in this sink or swim state right now, and a big successful league will go a long way to restoring some of that goodwill that has been eroded away over the past year or so. Now, reason 2 is that the best time for an Atlas expansion was last league, or the league before that one, or indeed the one before that one. But those are in the past now, and the next best time is now.
What is this, brother? This is the Ritualist in PoE 2, but this is PoE 1. This image right here. This image is the Ritualist in PoE 2. Why is it in PoE 1 and this looks like an ascendancy, like the Ritualist? What is this, brother?
Indeed, the one before that one. But those are in the
and that is the Ritualist.
Past now. And the next best time is...
These are like ascendancies, right? What the fuck is this? This looks awesome, dude. That might be the Occultist. Are these ascendancies for the Occultist in PoE 1? But look at the names. Wildwood Primalist, Warlock of the Mist, Warden of the Magi. These are not the ascendancies for the Occultist. The ascendancies for the Occultist are Necromancer, Elementalist, and I don't remember the other one.
Is now. It's entirely possible, and I think even quite likely, that the next Atlas expansion for PoE 1 was and has been mapped out for quite some time, but the resources simply haven't been available to deliver that update in a timely fashion, and as we got closer and closer to PoE 2's launch, the resources dried up to the point where this was impossible to put together. It was all hands on deck for PoE 2, and that makes sense. But we're now 6 months removed from PoE 2's early access launch, and the early access is beginning to look a lot more like a marathon rather than a sprint to a 1.0 launch. And so, this is going to be the first real opportunity that GGG have to put their focus back on PoE 1 and lay out their vision of developing both games in tandem. Many of us have been skeptical as to whether they can pull this off, myself included, but part of me believes...
I think they can do it. I think they can do it. Maybe I am unhopium, but I think they will do it. Was for a season. Oh, okay. They were like a second ascendancy from the link mechanics. Oh, okay. So basically they recycled the Ritualist ascendancy for PoE 2. They are Wild Wisp characters, NPCs, Affliction League. Oh, okay. It was a league mechanic. Nice. So that is not in the game right now. It was only for that league. Okay.
Believes that they can, and 3.26 will be a major step towards that goal. Now, the third and final reason for me is this teaser right here. There's just absolutely no way that GGG didn't imagine that people would immediately link this teaser to an Atlas expansion. So let's take a quick look at the teaser in detail. Now, over on the Reddit, we actually get a bit more context on this image, as the title of the post is Journal Entry, My Purpose. So this reads, "For the first time in my life, I've found meaning, purpose. A path has revealed itself, winding inexorably towards the Atlas."
They just outright included the fucking word in the chat. There is no way they don't expand it, right? Like, why the fuck would you include the word Atlas in the chat if you are not going to do anything to the Atlas? Something has to happen to the Atlas, dude.
There are secrets buried there, I know it. Secrets I was born to find. The trail is set, and I must follow it to the originator. Now, we don't know exactly who is writing this. I think the Shaper makes the most sense, and we're reading his past journal entries from a long time ago, but it could be a returning Zana or a new character entirely. And we also don't know who or what the originator is. But this teaser just screams Atlas expansion to me. It's very likely Zana or Shaper related, and I think if they're bringing Zana back, there's just no way they're going to do this in a random league. With that said, they did do Calandra League, but we don't talk about that. And there's also this
I always hear that the Calandra League was the worst fucking league, dude. Let me see. The Shaper PoE. So this is the famous Shaper. This is a boss, right? You fight this dude. He looks cool, dude. He looks like a cool character for sure. The Shaper is one of the bosses of the Atlas endgame system, okay? He's a pinnacle boss in the Shaper's realm. Okay. That is fucking cool, dude. So he thinks that this dude wrote this. No, wrote this. Okay, nice.
originator character. We don't know who or what that is, but it sounds like it could be some kind of new boss, maybe with a different name. And I don't know, guys. This teaser for me, it just has Atlas expansion written all over it. What do you guys think? Am I on industrial grade copium over here, or is there just no shot that they would put this kind of teaser out if they didn't have something big planned?
I think you are not on copium because then we both are on copium because I think the same thing. Why the fuck are they including the word Atlas and all of this is related to that if they are not going to at least do something about it? I don't think it is copium.
Let me know by commenting below. Thank you for watching this video, and as always, stay tuned and stay safe.
Hey brother, Drinkor, awesome video as always. I love Drinkor's videos. And yes, dude, I am excited, dude. I am excited about the 326 league. I am going to finally go deep into a league in PoE 1 because the Frisia league was not the same, let's be honest, guys. And it is going to be with an Atlas expansion league. That is fucking awesome. So I am going to be testing new stuff alongside you guys. That will be fucking really fucking cool. So yes, Drinkor, thank you for this video, dude. Thank you for this video, brother. See, 4.0 and not 326. But he's saying that in 317 they also got an Atlas expansion and it was still 317. The 4 implies an overhaul of the whole fucking game, right? So last night, I was trying logbooks. And Art gave me several logbooks. So we are going to try a couple of logbooks in here from the ones that Art gave me. So let's see if today I can kill Olroth. Let's see if today is the fucking day for me. I am checking the items. All of this is a bunch of bullshit. Okay, this goes to the 5 bullshit. We put all of this in there. Let's take one logbook and let's go. Good luck, today's the day. Today's the fucking day, dude. Low child. Tonight is the night you join the dark side. Let's go. Well, I am already in the dark because of my light going bad, dude.
You there, local, come here.
Come on, give me the boss, dude. Give me the boss. I don't have the fucking boss, dude. This is what pisses me off. I don't have the fucking boss, dude. I have the entrance here to the fucking weird place. I am going to go up in here because there is currency over there. So let's go. I am going to still farm the logbook, of course. There you go. Then we go down to get more currency. To get all the chests that we can. Right now, what you wanna do is get chests. Because the chests are OP right now. And if you see the remnant that gives you more rarity or quantity in chests, you take that one. Okay. We keep going. There is a currency chest over here. Here it is in rarity for chests. We go over here, and the last one is here. There you go. Good luck, grinding puppy. Grinding puppy says puppy. Let's see if I can farm it today and not die like an idiot. Make sure you get the chest around the edges. Yes, the big one for Lost Child. This one that I have over here. The Arohungi's Horde. Yes, I got it. That is the most important one, dude. Okay, let's detonate this shit. Just don't die. Just don't die. Just kill everything without dying. Let's get this shit. Divine. Chaos. Hey, Chaos is not that bad. Oh, my filter is not hiding the transmutations. I thought it was going to hide them. Well, fine by me. I like the transmutations. Maybe I should have opened this at the end of the chain, but hey, I already did it. Not even one divine, but at least one chaos. At least one chaos. Okay. There we go. Hey, bunch of waystones. Hey, white waystones are really good. You can bulk set them in TFT and they give you good money for them, dude. Hey, broken circle artifact. Excavated chest. Gold ring. This chest that is right here, this one has a divine. Check this divine orb, guys. Exalted. Okay. Chests. Okay. Bunch of bullshit. Okay. Playing Tetris. You guys know that I love playing Tetris. Fuck this game. Let's get this sacred mall over here. Nice. The thing is that I am trying to kind of avoid monsters because I am weak and monsters kill me. So I am trying just to go for the boxes, you know, for the chests. Okay, exotic coinage, that is fucking nice. Ooh, a rare chest over here. Ooh, this is a rare chest and it's for currency. This one has the divine orb. Motherfucker bitch. Nothing has a fucking divine for me, brother. What the fuck? This one. Regals and augmentations. What the fuck? Okay. Exotic coinage is cool. Brother, I need to improve my English. I think I am not trying as hard as I could be trying. Maybe I could try even more to speak better. I think I can definitely try harder and speak better for sure. Do you guys think I can improve it? I definitely can. Right? If I try harder, I could speak better, definitely. What do you guys think? Clicking the well, of course, we have to click the well every single time. We identify items, which is bullshit because we shouldn't have to be identifying items every single time. They should come already identified. And then we have these that we are going to disenchant. Let me see. We disenchant these two. This is looking great. And this is looking decent. So we go over here. Hey, you can't say that this English is bad. You can't say this English is bad, dude. I am pronouncing the correct way this time around, dude. I think so, at least. I don't know why when I speak naturally I have to be really fucking concentrated. But if I speak like in the natural way, it comes up too fucked up. It comes out. Okay. I have a tag for white 82 bases. I am close to finishing this one, and then we will see if we get the boss in another one. Okay. We go back up. Let's pick this up. We go over here. I thought I exploded this shit, dude. I don't remember what I exploded and what I didn't explode. Okay, there are monsters over here. So I definitely exploded something over here. Hey, lag. Okay. Excavated chest, bunch of bullshit. Broken circle artifact, excavated chest. Broken circle artifact. And those are the worst one, by the way. Of all the artifacts, the broken circle ones are the ones that give you the less. You exchange for least bullshit. So now this is clear. Now we can go to a different logbook. Bunch of bullshit. Okay. Let's go. Let's dump this shit over here. And let's go quickly do another one. This one. Let's go, Danny. Barren Atoll and Frigid Bluffs. 13% increased quantity of artifacts dropped by monsters. Increased number of explosives and monsters markers. Runic monsters increase explosive placement range. I am going to go with that one. Even if you could improve your pronunciation, it does take brain power. If you speak like Sofia Vergara, you can have a better choice of words. I am amazed by how good you can communicate without. Oh, brother, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And yes, when you stream, you are juggling like 7 different things around. And on top of that, speaking on a different language. Motherfucker. Like my brain goes into a whole different, I don't know, wavelength. Ooh, I have Allroth in this one. Guys, I kind of don't give a fuck about anything. I am going to go for Allroth. But at the same time, I am going to avoid monsters. I am going to take chests and avoid monsters. On purpose. I am going to avoid monsters on purpose. And just take the chests. Do not die, because I am dying because of getting monsters. There is a chest over here. I am just looking for chests. Okay, we are getting bullshit over here. Where I don't see. Ooh, there is a chest over there. And this one is for currency. There is another 2 over here. Another one over here. I am trying to not get monsters, but get chests. I know that placement over there was weird, but who cares? Let's go with this one. And there we go. There we go. You're eloquent and your English isn't broken. It's good. Just be yourself, bro. Oh, thank you, Demures, bro. Thank you, my dude. That means a lot to me. Sometimes I am a little bit... Like, I am not insecure generally in my personality, but specifically with the English when I communicate in the channel, sometimes I get insecure if I don't come up with the right words or I have the wrong pronunciation, you know. Good luck, dude. You can do it. I know I can do it. This is happening today, brother. Let's go. Okay. Nice, because I am not getting that many monsters, which is fucking cool. Okay, that motherfucker can definitely kill me. Die, please. If I go to the boss right now, then when I get back up, I think the monsters are not here. I am not sure, but I think it works like that. That is why I don't go directly to the boss. Let's kill these bitches first. Okay, nice. What is dropping that is sounding like that, dude? Where are my divine orbs? Where are my divine orbs? What was sounding like that, dude? Leather vest. Ah, I have a full inventory. Dude. Greater body room, okay. Oh, I didn't get this. Yes, that is stupid. And I didn't get that one either. Am I stupid? Regal orb, of course. Okay.
My pockets are full.
And remember, I'm also from Venezuela and I also speak like Sofia Vergara. I used to not use more brain power and focus on words. As long as it is not broken English, it's all good. Oh, yeah, brother. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Where are you from in Venezuela? I am from Maracaibo, which probably tells you a lot about me. Which probably explains a lot. Okay, Doriani. We destroy this shit, destroy this. This is bullshit. This is kind of bullshit. I don't care. 192 maximum life. We go with this and we go with this. This is bullshit and this is bullshit. What loot have you found? Nothing. A bunch of bullshit, dude. That is what I found. A bunch of bullshit. Nothing good yet. Not even a raw divine. Not even a level 20 gem. Nothing. Just bullshit. Okay, we get the razor quarter stuff. This bullshit. This over here. I left a bunch of stuff over here. Let's get it. Boom, boom. This is a quality, no. This is a tier 2. Let's go. Okay. We have some chests over here. Okay, this has quality. Okay. What is that? Ooh, we have a rare. Hey, this chest has. This has a divine orb, guys. I am sure this one has the divine orb. Why? Because I explored some more rarity in chest bullshit, and this is a currency one, and it is rare. Check this divine orb. There is no way in hell I don't get a divine orb in here. Close. I got a chaos. and several exalted. Hey, it wasn't that bad. Same on that. It's worth doing the cleanse maps. That drop from there sells for 100. Yes, dude. if you are going to use with tablets and with maps or whatever, you are going to use one part of the fucking atlas, use a cleanse part, because the cleanse bullshit is really cool. Plus, you get a rarity buff when you are in a cleanse map, which is really fucking good, dude. Maracucho, mi alma, I'm from Anzuategui, Puerto La Cruz, and the beautiful beaches. Bro, I always wanted to go there, but it was like 18 hours in a bus to get there, and too fucking far away, dude. But I always wanted to go there. That looks like it is a cool place, bro. I had friends from there, because you know that people go to the university, like La Universidad del Zulia. So I had friends from there that studied with me, from Anaco and places like that. Okay, let's go to the boss, dude. Why ask for a divine, dude? Ask for a mirror. You are completely true. What am I doing settling for a measly divine? I should be aiming for the fucking stars and get a fucking mirror, dude. Okay, focus up for this fucking boss, dude. Focus up for this fucking boss. I am going to destroy this little fucking bitch. That was just the first phase, dude. Brother! That deleted me! That fucking shit deleted me out of nowhere, dude! Brother, I know I wasn't saying much because I wanted to do it. I was focused. But brother, that shit deleted me. Didn't give me time to even dodge or anything. Way too fucking far away. I want to go to Maracaibo and Merida, but dude, 18 hours travel with these gasoline prices I can barely pay for. Oh, you are in Venezuela, geek. That is fucking cool, dude. By the way, bro, go to settings UI and turn on mini live bar. I can see your live and that stresses me out. Oh, because I have the wrong cam. This is the correct cam, dude. I think I can do it, dude. I think I just have to dodge that shit and spend less flasks. But there is so many shit, like I am dodging and dodging and I still take damage from nowhere, dude. I don't even know what is hitting me.
More mana.
Okay, first phase on. First phase on. Die, motherfucker, die! What the fuck do you think, bitch? And I didn't get the fucking flask, dude. I didn't get the fucking flask. Motherfucker. A bunch of bullshit. Let's go! Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yo, yeah, let's go, dude. Hey, brother, it was intense. It was intense. That was won by pure skill. You know that, right? That was won by pure skill, not by having a broken fucking build. Just fucking skill, dude. I am glazing myself. Motherfucker didn't drop the flask, dude. That is fucked up. That is fucking fucked up, dude. GG, thank you, dude. Thank you, Rob. Fucking cool, dude. That was a battle. That was definitely a battle. I was focused. I am sorry if I didn't say much, but I was focused. I really wanted to kill that bitch. So we take this shit.
No room.
And of course, I don't have enough space. Fucking Tetris in this fucking game, dude. And it is a tier 2. I wanna take it. This sucks. Give me this one. Then we go. Jonathan is proud of you. Hey, that battle was the vision, dude. Rolling around, dodging mechanics, using flask. Hey, that was the fucking vision, dude. So guys, it is over 1 a.m. for me. Thank you, Art, by the way, for the logbooks, and I could fight the dude and beat him. You are fucking awesome, dude. So I am going to leave it at that for tonight. Tomorrow we come back. It is going to still be dark because I will change that probably Saturday or Sunday, the light. So we will see each other tomorrow. I am incredibly grateful for every single one of you guys. Thank you very much for being here, for hanging out, for having fun. It is so fucking cool, dude. I love it. The support you guys have been giving me is overwhelming, and I love it. And if I ever make it big, that I know I will, it will be in a big part thanks to you. So I am really fucking grateful, guys. So we will see each other tomorrow. God, please bless every single person that is here. Make them happy. Make their families happy. Make their dreams come true. Good night, guys. Thank you, dude. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. God bless you. And remember, don't be afraid ever, because this is just a ride.